In this video, we provide a general overview of the Db2 Command Window and the Db2 Command Line Processor, or CLP for short. The Db2 Command Window is only available on Windows, but is equivalent to the Linux shell for a user who has been set up with a Db2 environment, for example, the Db2 instance owner. The CLP, on the other hand, is available with all Db2 products. Let's start with Db2 Command Window. So to start the command window, you can do it in different ways. You can go to start programs, IBM DB2, DB2 copy 1, and then command line tools command window. This is the long way to do it. The short way to do it, it will be start run and just type DB2 CMD, press enter. Note that the title of this window is Db2 CLP. So there's a distinction like many people may get confused about this window because they think this is an MS-DOS, and MS-DOS prompt window is not the same. So for example, if I type from here db2 connect to sample, I have no problem in connecting. On the other hand, if I start a regular CMD or MS-DOS prompt like here and I type db2 connect to sample, then I will get an error message because this is not the command window or command line processor. I can from here type db2 cmd, and which is another db2 command window. I just close the MS-DOS prompt. So anyway, just make sure that you are working with a command line processor or command window by looking at this title, and it's not the same as regular MS-DOS prompt. Note that I have two windows open. You can Windows as independent applications in a sense. From here, I could connect to another database and say db2 connect to, and now I'm connected to the research database in this window, and I'm connected to the sample database in this. So you can think of these windows as different applications that are connecting to different databases, or even to the same database. Let me just exit from this window to keep things cleaner. Now from here, we are talking about the db2 command window, and that means that every command you execute will have to be prefixed by the keyword db2. So right now that I'm connected, if I do db2 select asterisk from staff, then I will get the output. By the way, if you are working on Linux, you will need to put quotes. Here on Windows, it's optional, but on Linux, you need to put the quotes because otherwise the Linux parser might interpret the wildcard characters in a different way. So on Windows, as I said before, it's optional. Now, what happens if I type just the command db2 and press enter? If I do that, the prompt changes to db2. So when the prompt says db2, as in this case, I don't need to prefix anything with db2 anymore. I can just type connect to sample from here without prefixing. I can do select asterisk from staff without doing any prefixing because I'm within the db2 prompt. When I'm within the db2 prompt, this is called the command line processor. If I am outside and if I type quit now, the prompt is different. Then this is called the command window. So that's the only difference between the command window, command line processor. The command window, the prompt will not have db2. The command line processor, the prompt will have db2. Now my preference is to work from this prompt, that means from the command window, because if I work from this prompt, which is the operating system prompt, I can issue statements like this. I can say db2 select asterisk from dep, and I can redirect this to another file. let's call it, I can put it into file, let's say role erase that text for example, and then I can redirect the file. I can open the file, role erase that text, then I'll open notepad and I will get my result here. So basically, because I'm working from this front, I can use some operating system characters like redirection, while in the db2 prompt I would not be able to do this. Okay, so that's pretty much is the prospect of the command window and the command line processor. We will talk about more later, or we will use the tools later when we talk about scripting. Thanks.